Hey guys, it's me, MugenLord. I'm back again. I'm here in my dorm. So as you know, winter break is over now. I'm back here at Mansfield University, starting my spring semester. Hope you guys enjoyed your break, because I know I did. Spent my time with the family. Bought a few games over the break. So it was just fun. It was just fun all together. So if you guys haven't noticed, my YouTube channel background has changed. I look through a new change. We're in 2013 now. Also got a banner. Also got a Facebook and a Twitter. So you guys can just go straight to the banner. And I have a link in the description below. You can check out my Twitter and you can check out my Facebook. Subscribe. Hit me up as a friend and see what content and stuff that I'll upload on there, on a daily basis. If you guys don't know, I got a partnership with TGN TV. It's pretty much of a gaming website, and they do partnerships with a lot of people here on YouTube. And if you guys know Machinima, IGN, they do partnerships for the YouTube users and everything like that. So TGN hit me up, and they wanted me to join the TGN family. So now I'm being sponsored by these guys, and I must say that thanks. So you can check out also their YouTube channel in the link in the description below as well. All right, now 2013 is here. Gaming is getting out of control, but today we're gonna talk about just one particular company, because this video will go on forever if I touch bases on everything. So we're gonna do it piece by piece, and then we're gonna put it all together. So today we're gonna talk about Nintendo. If you guys didn't see the conference that Nintendo had on their website and on their YouTube channel called Nintendo Direct, they had it last week, and I must say Nintendo had just threw out some heavy punches, threw out some heavy blows, and I was impressed with what Nintendo has announced and what they have revealed. If you guys haven't checked it out, I have a link in the description below where you can check out the Direct for yourself. But I just want to say that Nintendo did something different. That's really not much like them. Most of the time, Nintendo, they keep a lot of their stuff in-house. They don't really share a lot of things until they really have something solid to show, or something that's near completion before they reveal a lot of things. Well, this time they did something different, and like the name says, Nintendo Direct. These guys, Nintendo is speaking directly to its fan base, and me being a Nintendo fan, I was happy, I was satisfied, and always been satisfied. Nothing to complain about. But for starters, they are coming out with 2 updates. One in spring, and a spring update, and another in the summer, during the summer, for the summer update. The spring update is supposed to speed up the application startups, because if you guys don't own a Wii U, if you start an application up on your Wii U, sometimes the load time is ridiculous. Sometimes you be sitting there, for like a minute waiting for the application to load up, especially if you're leaving from the Miiverse to a game, or you're going to the Wii U shop, and when you click on the icons and you load up the application, it shouldn't take that long to load things up, but it does. So they listen to the fans, and this update is supposed to stop that from happening, and make things run a lot smoother and stuff. So I'm happy for that. And then you have the summer update, where they supposed to upgrade the Miiverse community. For those of you who don't know what the Miiverse is, for those who don't own a Wii U, it's basically like a Twitter or a Facebook, but on your console. And I think it's an interesting tool, is because it's very active. The community is welcoming and everything. Never had any problems on there. Sometimes I spend an hour on the Miiverse just chatting and talking to people and stuff. And it's very convenient. If I'm stuck on a game, or I'm having problems, for instance, like Sonic All-Star Racing, or New Super Mario Bros. U, or Zombie U, I can just click the home button, go to the Miiverse, and when I go to the Miiverse, I could throw a question out there, and on a particular scene, or that I'm having a hard time with, people will answer right away. I get a response right away, opposed to me pausing the game, going to my desktop or going to my laptop, going to a game forum, make a thread, or make a topic, and then hope that somebody sees it right away and answer it. And sometimes people just look at it and don't even answer you at all. But I never had a problem with knowing that didn't never answer my question. They answer my questions right away. Well, Nintendo, with this next update, summer update, they're taking it to another level. Each game has a Miiverse community of its own. With this next update, they're supposed to have sub forums, or like sub communities that you can create for that official community. So, for instance, if I'm playing Zombie U, I can go to Zombie U and create a community within that of my own. Create a password, give the players password for them to come in, access it and stuff like that. Or you have a clan for like Call of Duty or whatever. You can create like a subgroup for your clan, and only your clan members can go to the subgroup and stuff like that. So them expanding that is pretty awesome. And then they also talk about the phone application, where you're able to just access your Miiverse using your through your phone. So right now they're doing it as a browser base, where you're able to just look at it and stuff like that, but they put an upgrade as it goes along. So I was like, that's pretty good, that's interesting. And then you got games like Monster Hunter 3 Ultimate that's coming out I believe next month for the Wii U, and games like that needs stuff like that, like a sub communities that that players can create for particular things and stuff like that. So that's interesting, how the gamers are there as you're playing. Like everybody's connected, and I think that Miiverse is interesting. It's addictive. So not only have they announced that these updates is coming out, they also announced that the Wii U Virtual Console will be arriving. And I think the Wii U Virtual Console, that comes out during the summer update. I believe. I could be wrong. Yeah, look at the direct. I can't remember off the top of my head. But yeah, the Wii U Virtual Console is coming out, and they're gonna have NES games, SNES games, and they're gonna have Game Boy Advance games available. That's interesting. They have Game Boy Advance games coming out for the Wii U Virtual Console, but not the 3DS. And I'm not sure, the reasons behind it, but I think what they're gonna probably try to do is probably connect your 3DS to your Wii U and have you transfer Game Boy Advance games to it. And that's why I think they probably haven't, put it like a new like handheld genre or handheld section on the 3DS shop. I don't know, just speculating. But anyway, now you can be able to play your Wii U Virtual Console games on your gamepad. Now that is awesome. And not only that you can do that, these games will also have sub-communities of their own within the Miiverse. So if I'm playing games like Super Mario RPG, Final Fantasy 3, which is 6 in the Japan, or Secret of Mana, and games like that have communities of their own on the Miiverse where you can talk to other players and stuff. The nostalgia factor right there alone, and to be able to share that nostalgia factor with other players in the Miiverse, that is awesome. I can't wait to get my hands on that. Imagine playing Chrono Trigger on the pad, and to some people, pad may not be a big deal. It may not seem like anything innovative, but now I can take my favorite games and I can just chill, lay on my bed, or whatever on the gamepad now with my favorite Virtual Console classics. So that was interesting altogether. Also, they're supposed to be having some anniversary thing going on, and they told allow players to get a chance to experience that Virtual Console experience before the Virtual Console come out with a series of games they're gonna be releasing up until June. First is Balloon Fight. You better download Balloon Fight onto your Nintendo Wii U and be able to play it on your pad and everything. So that is interesting all by itself. Yeah, but that pretty much covers what they're pretty much doing for the updates for the console, for the operating system and everything like that. Now, we're going to talk about the games, because now Nintendo have revealed some games that's going to be coming in the near future, and you know, sometime this year as well, for Nintendo Wii U. For starters, they showed the Wonderful 101 made by Platinum Games, and I'm pretty excited about that. Wonderful 100, 101 or 101. It looks like a cross between Pikmin and Beautiful Joe. I don't know why. You know, I see all the characters, following your hero around, and it reminds me how all the Pikmin run around and follow Captain Olimar and stuff like that. And then you look at the main character's jacket and how he flexes and he poses and stuff. It kind of reminds me of Beautiful Joe. So I think that's a pretty interesting cross that they have there with that. And the game, it looks fun. It looks fun. It looks colorful. It looks action-packed. There's a lot of stuff going on at one time. It had like an arcade look to it as well. So I can't wait to see how they would implement the gamepad features into it and stuff. But telling from the trailer, it looks like when the character goes into like a building or something, you look down at your gamepad and you do whatever interaction within the building itself, and it shows what's going on the bigger screen as you interact within the building. So I like to see how that works. It looks interesting. Then after that, Nintendo had announced that they're working on 2 Zelda titles. Now I was like, wait a minute, 2 Zelda titles? I said, okay. Nintendo doing 2 Zelda titles for the Wii U. And this is different. They're throwing out 2 Zelda games and they working on both of them. I was like, how are they gonna pull this off? I don't know. But then they said that one of the Zelda, during the development of the new Zelda, they want to change the formula up a little bit. But they want to work out the different art styles and what direction to take the game through. So they went through Twilight Princess, Wind Waker, and they started messing around with the Wind Waker art design and work and everything as they was trying to tweak how they're going to work with this new Zelda. And as they started working on it, they said, you know what the heck, we might as well just do an HD remix, for Wind Waker. So they revealed some screenshots for the HD remake for Wind Waker, and this is not your typical HD remake like on Xbox 360 and PS3, where they just make an HD collection, they just up the textures a little bit, and they put it on 720 to 1080 or whatever to fit your television screen, and then bam, there you go, $60. Not even $60. Now there you go, $40. There you go. You got your collection right there. No, Nintendo is literally building this game, this remake, to be nice. And the textures, they're redefining the Wind Waker game. And not only that, they're also saying they're also going to tweak the gameplay a little bit, change some of the mechanics and stuff. So they're redefining the game. And I'm excited. It's because Wind Waker is one of my favorite Zelda games. It's second to Ocarina of Time. So me able to get a chance to relive that experience of Wind Waker, and not only that, I can be able to play on my gamepad as well. Oh man, I can't wait. And for those of you who never bought a GameCube, get a chance to experience this game as well. And I was always hoping for a Wind Waker game to come out on the original Wii, because I really wanted to play it. And I still had the GameCube version, but playing with the Wii remote and stuff, I like to try that that experience with that. But now it's coming out for the Wii U, and I can't wait. So when Nintendo announced that, I was like, oh my god, I don't know what to say. And then when they said it's coming out in the fall, I was like, I better get my hands on it sooner. I don't have to wait 2 to 3 years for it. But then again, who knows what might happen. The fall might get here. Nintendo is also known for pushing their games back as well. So they said we won't be able to see the Zelda Wii U version yet, because they're still working on it. But this game right here, the remake of Wind Waker, is going to hold us back somewhat, hold us back a little bit, to get us going into, and while they work on the next Zelda next gen experience. Then after that, they revealed Yoshi Island. Yoshi got a new solo adventure. Yoshi haven't had a solo adventure since 1998. It's been a long time. And I must say, Yoshi Island has been my favorite game, especially on the Super Nintendo. I put hours into that game. It was a fun experience, very challenging, but they've taken a different approach. And you know, Nintendo, they always like to experiment, like to try to innovate, they like to try to do different things with their franchise characters. So they decided to take Yoshi Island and combine it with like a Kirby Epic Yarn type of theme. And I wasn't really a fan of Kirby Epic Yarn, but the game was fun. Wasn't challenging or anything of that sort. But they decided to add the Kirby Epic Yarn theme to this new Yoshi game, and tell them about the screens and some of the gameplay footage and stuff. It looks interesting, and I like to see how far it goes in development to convince me to buy it. You know, I'm not really into the whole yarn thing, but if it's good enough, I'll pick it up. It looks interesting. Then after that, they also made another announcement. Now this announcement shocked me because I didn't know what to expect from it. So they show a trailer showing the Shin Megami Tenshin characters. I'm not really familiar with the Shin Megami franchise, the series at all. My brother and my cousins are fans of the franchise, so they pretty much familiar with the characters and the gameplay and everything. And I watch gameplay trailers of the Shin Megami franchise, but they showed the characters. I said, okay, not bad, interesting. It was interesting. Then after that, the trailer flicks over and it shows the words Fire Emblem. I was like, wait a minute, Fire Emblem. Alright, where are they going with this? And I said, wait a minute, Fire Emblem is also coming out for the 3DS next month. So I said, oh man, Nintendo's really showing Fire Emblem some love. And then they showed the characters for Fire Emblem from the whole generation, from the old ones all the way up to the current ones now. And then they put the X, which means cross in Japan. Shin Megami Cross Fire Emblem. I said, oh my god, and it's coming out for the Wii U. I was like, I don't know what to say. I said, this is what I'm talking about. This is partnerships, a popular franchise come together with another popular franchise, and you cross them together. I don't know what to expect, and this blew my mind. This really blew my mind. I said, okay, Nintendo. I said, you throwing out the big guns this time around. So hopefully E3 we may see some gameplay footage or anything, screenshots. It doesn't matter. I can't wait to see what they want to reveal as far as that game is concerned. Then Nintendo's started showing the Lego. It was talking about the Lego Police game and stuff like that, and a couple other titles. Then they showed the new Bayonetta 2 trailer, which was another developers trailer, showing the developers, talking about the game, showing the environments, showing Bayonetta and stuff like that, and it was pretty interesting. And hopefully, Platinum Games show some some gameplay at E3 for it. So I'm excited for that as well. Then they went on to announce that they will be revealing some screens to the new Super Smash Bros. Wii U, and also the 3DS version as well. So I'm like, okay. Now, screens can mean anything in translation. They could be talking about footage or anything. But the fact that they announced that Smash Brothers is on the way, that's good enough for me. So I'm hyped up for E3 after they announced that. Then they went on to say that also a Mario Kart Wii U game is going to be revealed at E3 and playable at E3. So I'm like, oh man, it's like, come on, Nintendo, you just enough, like stop, like you already got me already. And then they went out and said also a new 3D Mario Next Gen game is also going to be revealed and playable at E3. That was it. I was like, I'm sold. It made me, I was glad that I bought this console. I mean, I'm already a Nintendo fan. I'm going to buy the console regardless. Bought the Wii U, but I'm even more, happy. I'm content. I'm like, yo, I'm ready. My body's ready for this now. The next gen games are coming for the Nintendo Wii U. I'm glad to be a Nintendo fan right about now. So after that, I'm saying to myself, the conference, this was a good conference. I'm satisfied. I'm content with the stuff that was being revealed. And then Nintendo said, wait a minute, we have one more game to reveal. So I'm like, okay, what else do they have? Next thing you know, it says Monolith Soft. So I was like, okay, Monolith Soft, they make some good RPGs. I remember, you know, last year they had the Game of the Year game for the Nintendo Wii, which was Xenoblade. So I was like, okay. They also was known for the Xeno Sagas, the Xeno series, anyway. So I was like, okay, let's see what they got. And then when they opened up and you see the main character just on the beach at one of the coasts and he's running and everything, and you just see the graphics, and you know, it's nothing like I could say like spectacular, like we haven't seen graphics like this before, but it was the fact is we got an HD Nintendo system, and this is an exclusive to Nintendo, and you're seeing what Nintendo is producing, you know, alongside, you know, with Monolith Soft and stuff like that. I'm like, oh my god, what is this? Then we start showing the gameplay and everything, and I was like, oh my, this looks similar to Xenoblade. You know, how the layout, the interface and everything is, and how the combat is, and I mean, the monsters on there are huge. I like how the background is, and you can see the mountains, and it looks beautiful for, you know, a Nintendo Wii U game. And then when the main character started running towards this robot, he jumped in, and I said, oh snap, it's a mech. And you see the mech just boost off the mountain cliff, and it just kept going. And I was like, I'm sold. I was like, I don't even want to see no more. All it's going to do is just tease me. And then when it showed a hover bike riding on the coast, and all of a sudden the hover bike turns into a mech, I was like, I'm done. And then it shows the main character, who looks similar, or it could be, or it should be, Shulk from Xenoblade Chronicles on the Wii. It looks exactly like him, man. It's no denying. So to me, we could be wrong, I could be surprised, it could be a Xenoblade sequel. Who knows? After they announced that, my jaw just dropped and hit the floor. So I say it to say this. This gen is going to be, well, next gen. Next gen is going to be awesome. 2013 is going to be awesome as far as games altogether. And Nintendo, keep up the good work. They did something different. They announced games that, you know, that's coming out in the future, and they telling people, and they especially apologize to a lot of people that, look, just be patient. These games are on the way. These games do exist. Just be patient. And I think it was a smart strategy on Nintendo part, is because, you know, Microsoft and Sony had announced that, hey, we're doing the E3 countdown, new consoles going to be revealed and everything. So, you know, a lot of people, a lot of, you know, Sony and Microsoft fanboys, you know, are just excited about it and everything like that. And it's like Nintendo came in and just stole the show for a quick minute by revealing this stuff. This was like a mini E3 from, you know, most of the games that they, you know, they announced, and a lot of the stuff that's coming out in the near future and stuff. So Nintendo did something different by doing that. And, you know, a lot of attention, there's a lot of buzz going on YouTube and the rest of the game community, especially IGN and other places, are just very, very hyped about this. So, good job, Nintendo. I hope they keep up this good work, and I hopefully they come back to their legendary status like the way they were back in the NES and SNES days. If they can keep up that work, and they do a lot of partnerships with a lot of other Japanese developers, with crossover games and stuff like that, I can't see Nintendo losing this, you know, next gen. But let me know what you guys think. What do you expect from Nintendo? You know, next gen. What do you think about the new Xeno game that's coming out? Or, you know, tell me what other things that you expect from Nintendo, and what do you think about the Nintendo Direct conference? This is MugenLord signing off.